Welcome everybody to another episode of Cosmic Crit, and it is my turn. It has been a while since I've done one of these. Ooh, I feel like I'm in an old but familiar space. Here to introduce the episode to you and to talk a little bit about my character. Patrick asked me to do the intro and to talk about Devasho, talk about the journey so far, and whatever else kind of pops into my mind. So I thought I would go ahead and start riding on that. Devasho, I've enjoyed playing quite a lot. He's not necessarily so far out there for me in terms of characters I create. He's a big, bulky guy who likes to get into the scrum at the end of the day, and I enjoyed that. But I wanted to play a Solarian, and I chose Shield Solarian because I thought that would be fun since that was new and it just came out. And I've enjoyed that so far. I think there were a lot of things about the build that I may have changed if I were to have to redo it. But mechanically, I've really enjoyed Solarians. I've really enjoyed Devasho. I think he has a good mix of abilities that just straight deal damage, that help him move along the battlefield in a dynamic way, that lets him get off either a bunch of attacks or just have good strong single attacks, good battlefield control as well. Although it didn't come up too much, I think one of the things I would probably change is Devasho has cleave and great cleave, but with his reach, he just doesn't get a lot of things that become adjacent to each other because of he's such a wide battlefield presence. So I think that was probably a mistake, and I would probably switch it out for something else at the moment. I don't know what it would be, but I think that was something that mechanically, looking back, I would probably redo. But I've been happy with all the Solarian abilities that I've chosen, and I've been happy where he as a character has ended up, both mechanically and I think from an overall story arc. I really wanted to play, when I made Devasho, a family character, somebody who was very focused on their family unit. I had a very large family unit. I was raised an only child, and so I had a very small, close family upbringing where, we were really just a part of each other's lives every day, and that holds a special place in my heart. So I wanted to make a character whose life was more bunches of kids, big family style type thing, and I really enjoyed crafting that background. I think I threw out many times throughout this whole thing that Devasho has a lot of children with his husband, and but little do you know, I have them all named, and I thought it'd be fun to list some of the names I tried to come up with while I was making his family, because I didn't want to name them all. And going down the line, the oldest child is a Demai named Gavantes. And many of these children that are Devashos are obviously adopted children because of that they've taken in because of various things that the Swarm have done, that planets or communities that have been devastated by the Swarm, and eventually the children have ended up with them. So Gavantes is an 18-year-old Demai, and my plan was always, if Devasho fell in battle in some way, that perhaps I could convince Patrick that my 18-year-old son, Devasho's 18-year-old son, Gavantes, would maybe step in as that role to continue walking to his father's footsteps and continue that path. There's also Hebron and Utakan. There's Paski, Kadoi, Ilioi, Ashashoru, Devaltath, Sedani, Gizbarak, and Yavra. And there's and all those are just tons of different species. Many of them are Trox. I think Hebron and Utakan I made kind of blood siblings. They're twin Trox. And there's a Shirin and a human. There's a Formian. There's an Izalgoon, a Koru, a Han, and Yosoki. So I really wanted to make it a big cast of characters for his family. Other things I think that are interesting that I put in Devasho's backstory that really never came up because they're not pertinent to the war effort against the Swarm. Devasho was himself a middle child. He had an older sister named Vo and a younger brother named Killick. And one of the things I put out there in his backstory was that Killick moved off planet many, many years ago, and the last he had heard of Killick was that he had gotten caught up in some cult activity after witnessing the light of the explosion from the stellar generator and learning about the events of Dead Sun. So I kind of wanted to tie the Dead Sun's campaign is something that happens, in the timeline, and I wanted that to be a part of the backstory. As far as the storyline for what has happened in the campaign, I just didn't know where things were going to go. When I built Devasho and I wanted to have this kind of corruption aspect to him, I did that sort of as a different way to try and process the difficulties that it would have both physically and mentally of going through this war with an enemy that was inexhaustible and innumerable. And this corruption was kind of something I really wanted to play a big part, and that, that also affected his family life and his relationship with friends and, just his own body as well. And for the most part, I've really enjoyed that, having it be this corrupting demon and, meeting his grandmother and trying to purge this and overcome this corruption, to me was a lot like him having to come to terms with the stressors and the difficulties of kind of having to endure this war and being away from his family. The idea that trying to amass more power might mean that he could get to reunite with his family and therefore protect them, and kind of that misguided effort that he originally started out with, and then eventually coming to terms with trusting his comrades more so than trying to amass his own immediate power, and that even if he did amass all that immediate power and embrace the corruption, that he would ruin his relationship with his family, which was the thing he was trying to seek to protect the entire time. So I enjoyed all that. I think Patrick did a great job tying it into the campaign. I think it was very cathartic for me when we defeated that final demon with very gross art that I don't ever want to have to revisit again. But that moment felt very felt like everything was coming together for Devasho, that now he was really moving forward as a character, whereas when fighting the corruption was something that already happened at the beginning of the campaign. So I felt like a lot of his character was dealing with a past trauma, and now it really feels like he can move forward and deal with whatever is happening to come afterward. I would welcome playing him again past level 13 and seeing what was beyond that. I think there's a lot to the story that would be very interesting. I think it would be fun to also play as his husband, who was an envoy. I think when I statted him out as an envoy, the eldest, who I talked about potentially replacing Devasho if he fell, was also a Solarian, but I had him as a Solar Flare Solarian when I statted him out as well. So all these things, just the thoughts that have been bouncing around in my head as we are kind of ending this campaign, and I think that it has been a very fulfilling one, just coming from as someone who just started their own family, has been quite nice to play through, and I hope I don't ever have to do anything like what Devasho has done. But for my family, don't want any of that. But I do think that I've enjoyed the character very much, and I hope you all have enjoyed the character a lot. So without further ado, I think that's enough of me talking about Devasho. If you have any questions ever about Devasho, his backstory, or anything else that I've kind of created, I have a penchant to write a lot of things that don't ever see the light, because that just is what helps me flesh out the character and make me feel like I understand the character more, is just to write a lot of things about them. I'll never share everything I wrote with Dross, because oh my gosh, it was not good. Anyway, how about I go ahead and get you into the episode. It is episode 193, and it is called Space Dam.
Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated.
Turn on your night vision goggles and dive into the gritty campaign of moral choices, threat assessments, and geopolitical diatribes in this week's first-person action shooter, Crit of Duty, Cosmic Warfare. This is your GM Patrick here, your gun magazine extension, allowing you the stopping power to take on terrorists and enemy combatants with a spray of bullets. Joining me in making the world a free place with well-placed tactical strikes are the 5 squad members of Special Ops Team Midnight, and my friends / players to my right, She is an SAS certified marksman with the wings on her shoulder to prove it. It's Rebecca rolling with Zinnia.
Hello.
Across from her, this heavy fire ordnance specialist is calling in a nuclear strike. It's Drew delivering Echo 7.
Remember, no Vesk.
To my right, he's a literal tank driving into the battlefield with an impenetrable Ironside. It's Tyler dredging up Devasho.
Yo.
Across from him, Task Force 141 member that likes to mix up combat operations with a giant sword. It's Jabert playing us dressed. Hey. And across the digital table, this Ursikstan rebel is ready to lay down some covering fire. Why, it's Miles mixing it up with Sprouts.
Good evening.
Guys, we're back. We are back. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I definitely know a ton about this game and didn't have to look up a bunch of references when I wrote this a couple weeks ago. These games all blend together for me.
I hate Call of Duty so much.
I get it confused because there's like another big shooty game series that's very similar. Battlefield. Yeah, I get those two confused.
Battlefield is like
all the time.
40v40, or at least it was. And Call of Duty was like 6v6. At least it was. But now everything is a 500 versus 500 battle royale. So
yeah, they've all
everything's a battle royale.
each other.
Which makes my interest 0v0.
Classic. Guys, are you ready to play some Starfinder tonight?
No.
Yeah, you're right, Miles. You are correct. Do you know why?
I'm never ready.
Because we have to go in and talk to a certain plant detective to figure out first what happened last time on Cosmic Ray.
Bugs everywhere, and not a drop of liquor in sight to drink. We began the fight against a swarm of programmer clouds. My pistol didn't do diddly squat against 1,000 bugs. Devasho threw the fires of the stars at them, and Echo started mowing them down. But it was a one-sided fight. By the time we located the explosives to blow the dome, the swarm was defeated. But we weren't done. After a few tense moments checking our explosive settings, we hightailed it out of there just to watch it explode in the rearview mirror. Looks like Bernoa Firestorm are going to be playing a lot of away games this season.
You guys had but a few hours to get to about midday here on the second full day of the invasion of Susquehanna to rest up, but not nearly enough time to gain back RP. Just enough time to burn some to get your SP back, your stamina before you were
haven't.
Yeah, for those who's got the luxury. But before you're called in for another deadly, potentially, mission. How's Devasho doing?
I never thought I would be, riding the Hovercar Express with zero resolve into a brand new fight.
This is just like Pathfinder 2nd Edition. There's no stamina or RP in that.
I'll think of it like that, and I surely will survive just fine.
You know what? If you've already used your book reroll, I'll give you another book reroll. Have you used yours yet?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, nope. Still looks like you've got one left.
Well, see, I should have thought about. I should have known this was coming.
You've got that going for you. So if you need it, it's there.
Yeah, except for this is one of those things where I'm more worried about you hitting me than me being able to hit somebody else. So if I can use my book roll to force you to re-roll, great. But other than that, I'm terrified, to be honest. I feel very lucky that I can even do such a thing because I have a talented Trest and a Mark II serum healing mixer Zinnia that can save my Trox bacon over and over and over and over again.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, you need any healing? Because I did whip up some healing serums last time.
No, I have full hit points. So my situation right now, to recap it, no stamina at all. It's all gone. 92 hit points, 0 resolve. So every hit I take, every piece of damage the enemies make
We'll be
Besides
watching
me.
you die.
Let Tyler deliver his.
So what is your? So you're at 92 now. What is your total?
92.
Oh, okay. So you're at full. Okay.
Yeah. So just every single fight we get in, at the end of it, I'm just gonna be like, okay, let's stab 2 serums in me and then go on our merry way.
Well, I have some serums and an injector pistol with your name on them. So
does Trist have a spell to stabilize?
I'm gonna go down. So many times. Patrick is like a crit and one good hit away from
just stay in the background. You're now a background.
I can't stay in the background. I because my only ranged option is that singing disc I bought back in book 1.
maybe Devasho and Xenia and Tress should put together a, like a safe word kind of thing where like if you start to get really, really in bad shape, you can scream out and we'll know what that means.
What was the name?
Swarm. Brontosaur.
Oh,
Xenia, I'm dying. That's my safe word.
Oh man.
Jabert, yeah, you got to be loving this as the first time we've rolled with a mystic in a campaign. You finally got a 100% all the time target for some healing spells. You are ready. If he takes any damage, you don't gonna be like, how you doing, buddy? You just gotta be like, bam. Right. Heal spell.
Yeah, this whole campaign I've been like Devasho, how you doing, man? He's like, I'm almost halfway through my stamina. No biggie. And so
you're just like, oh cool,
like,
let me take these spell slots and flush them down the drain.
I guess I just won't use this cure spell anymore. I mean, I was almost thinking of not getting Mystic Cure up at this level, but glad I did.
I'm happy you did too. Maybe I can rock the rest of the book with no stamina points.
We're about to find out.
Just a reminder, the last time we played, you got a call from Lieutenant Kahor, who has called you to the Rendith Dam, where they have an operation to try and secure it. And it is a dam of the Rendith River that you guys from Susquehanna know of well, provides hydroelectric power to all of Branoa. And it is itself well over 150 years old, made primarily of old stone and concrete, but there's more modern attachments and additions of spillways and subterranean reservoirs and things like that installed over the years. But as you are driving up to it, you notice the water back behind the dam as you crawl up the northwestern hills of Branoa. The water back behind it is yellow. It's caustic looking. There's fumes, there's stink lines going off the top of it. And as you get closer, your hover vehicle has to drive over what looks like the corpses of several swarm creatures. Some of the smaller ones, dredgers, and perhaps a few here and there, like flying bugs. And to meet you at the top of the dam leading up to its control center is a large dragonkin, a noble-looking dragonkin, who you recognize from the planning stage, indeed, as Lieutenant Kahor. I will increase them so you can see they are indeed in SDF fatigues, cut for a large dragonkin person. They've got orangish yellow scales and black horns and a little goatee. And just from their background that they are indeed Susquehanna native as well, and are dedicated as a lieutenant to taking the fight to the swarm and getting the planet back. Yeah, that is the scene that you see as you drive up here. You can disembark and go up and get a full battle report.
I do that.
Now do it in character.
Mr. Lahore, Midnight Squad is reporting for duty.
Thank you all for coming. The situation here, let me brief you.
all these dead bugs you see on the roadside, I'd like to take credit for, but that was a situation when we arrived yesterday. We took charge of the dam later in the evening without firing a single shot. Our engineers are looking at now how to best purify the reservoir here so we can move to reopening the dam, as it is dangerously high. This thing, it looks something like out of an ancient history textbook to me. I didn't want to deploy my troops on it at first, but the engineers say the dam is at least as solid as any modern construction, maybe even more so, but I can't say why. I didn't know much about its construction, and I thought we might get some information from the control room, but when we got in there, the computers are just spouting nonsense. I was hoping it's just beyond the expertise I have here, and you all might be able to decipher it. Now, there's something strange going on here. And if there's danger, well, I'd like your help in identifying it. Get your advice on a course of action.
Show me those computers. I'll take a look.
Yeah. So he can start leading you over. Do you want to check out the dam as you're walking past? Maybe.
Yes, as I'm flying past.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys all want to go to the control room?
Yeah.
There's some lines here on either side of the dam as you have reinforced it, I believe, with 2 extra squadrons of STF soldiers. And it seems well fortified. Why don't you, as you're walking along, make me an engineering check to assess the dam?
The 41?
Yeah, believe it or not.
I was going to ask if we all got to, but no, never mind.
You know what? You probably could have failed this if you rolled a 1, but you notice the dam is indeed surprisingly strong after many, many months of, swarm, perhaps attacks on it. It seems like they filled the reservoir with what looks like some kind of highly acidic waters. But yeah, despite its age and the acidic nature of the water, it seems fine. You see there's some military engineers, not really armored, on the backside of the reservoir, taking samples, and you see like some small labs set up here, and they're, testing bases and things like that, and other things to neutralize some of the elements of the water. Anything you want to do before you head on here?
Just comment on the fact this is eerily unsullied. Makes me nervous.
Yeah, the dam is fine. There are still, even this far into the dam, I'll say maybe get like halfway over here. I'll move you guys along. At this point, there are still dead swarm around. But there's maybe fewer as you get closer to the control room.
Can we check the bodies to see how the swarm died? Because they said that they didn't have to fire a shot. All these bodies were here. So something killed all these swarms. So how?
This is reminding me of that scene in Alien Resurrection where they have the xenomorphs in the prison cell that beat each other up to get out of the prison cell.
Oh, yeah, when they just stabbed the living bollocks out of that poor loser and used blood to go out the bottom.
Poor loser. Yeah, so if you go to investigate, Lieutenant Cahor says, I told my troops not to move any of the bodies in case something about their positioning was important. Not sure what killed them. Zinnia, why don't you make me a life science, or if anyone wants to get a medicine check, checking them over, you can do so.
Am I trying to identify? Because if so, that's a 32.
Yeah, so you can identify indeed from afar that these are dredgers, but as you go in and investigate, they seem to have some genetic differences from the ones you fought here many, many months ago. They have adaptations like gills and small fins, maybe webs between some of their claw-like fingers. And you can guess perhaps they were given swimming accoutrement to try and get down at the dam if they were assaulting this place, or swim up from the river and attack it, perhaps. Does anybody have a medicine check. We roll medicine as well.
I did, but I didn't roll super great.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like
it's an 18.
I mean, I can auto help on that aid.
I mean, it looks like just something smushed them real good. They were killed maybe right at the onset of the invasion, maybe a few days old at this point, but probably before any SDF troops got here. Indeed.
Weird.
Does anybody else want to roll medicine to see if you can do better or take?
Can I do that, or
yeah?
Can I not?
I mean, you guys have all the time in the world here if you want to.
It's a 39.
Embarrassing everyone with these good dice rolls as well. Yeah. So as you're investigating, maybe you start to look at one of the ones that are maybe a little harder to identify as they've taken more damage. It looks like this is bludgeoning damage primarily, and maybe by something large, something much bigger than they were, just pounding into them, maybe crushing them underfoot, perhaps. There's not a lot in the way of, footprints besides what you can see here on the spillways on top of the dam are definitely, swarm tracks. But by some of the larger kind of pockets of dead swarm, you do find additional material, and maybe it's from the water or something they dragged ashore, but there's what looks like piles of crystallized mud, just kind of like big plops of now dried up dirt.
Like as though it had been splashed out.
Perhaps. Why don't you, as you get closer to it, it does tick off some boxes. Seems to be radiating like a faint magical aura.
Magic mud. We got magic mud.
Mud magic. Finally. This episode's title, Mud Magic. Make me a mysticism check if you want to investigate further. Oh,
I guess I can.
And now Trest is the wise one here.
I'm the king of the magic.
This is like one of the few things I have. Oh God, I still suck at it.
No, it's not.
No,
not when Jabber has rolled double your dice roll. Taking a look here. You perhaps have seen what these things could be attached to before. I forget if we fought this campaign or not, but you have seen this kind of thing before. This is remains, bits that remain from some kind of elemental creature from another plane of existence.
Elemental, no crits.
Maybe just a simple earth elemental, but something that indeed was magical, pulled from another reality here. And you have rolled high enough that you can conjecture, you can guess that maybe whatever these things were defending the dam, because it seems like they might have had a fight with a whole lot of dredgers.
Yeah.
And maybe they were a part of the dam, or like defenses for the dam.
Are we dealing with a magic dam here? They said that it was older than possible, but somehow still totally fine.
It's extremely old, but is sturdy and strong as perhaps a more modern creation, if that makes any sense. But yeah, you're not.
Can I
not
be
too
honest?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of inclined to just leave it be. Is there some reason we need to investigate?
Well, if this dam if the dam were to break, almost all of the gains that you've made in the city of Brnoa thus far would be swamped and wiped away in a
and it's filling up,
50-foot
right?
wave of acidic, caustic, slimy ooze that would more than likely set the SDF back and require you to, allocate a whole bunch of your resources, your SDF soldier resources that you've allocated elsewhere to help clean up, recovery, search and rescue, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and Kahor said earlier that he wanted to open it so that we could relieve some of the stress on it, right?
Well, yeah, and that's one of the reasons I think why you guys put additional soldiers on the dam. It is very dangerous if it breaks, and if you're able to get back under control and get it working, could also lead to the recovery of Bernoa in a matter of months as opposed to years.
But also the angering of some elemental guardians, potentially. We'll see.
There's potential, yeah. Yeah, so with that information, you all ready to go into the control room that seems to be hanging precariously over the edge of the very wide southern-facing side of the dam.
Nothing like precariously hanging over control room to that's a midnight squad. That's day one. Come on.
Yeah, precariously is my middle name.
Why doesn't everyone make me a perception check real quick? Just as for fun.
When my natural 20 is still not as good as the
as the detective,
a whole bunch of other people's roles. Yeah,
it is a detective.
The detective or the mystic.
Tyler, I see you've foregone rolling.
Oh no! I think it'll be fun. Let's do it. Actually, yeah.
Is this a
do we want to put
player protest?
Oh wow! I rolled an 18. Now I'm upset. You made me do it. I wasted an 18 on you. I mean, I rolled an 18 and it's a 21, which still makes me the worst.
Well, guess what? Sprouts, Marlowe, Trest, Echo 7. You guys have all rolled 35 or above. You all hear, the three of you, a chittering noise as there is a slight echo, maybe something in the wind carried up from down this huge cliff face, the southern side of the dam wall. And free action, Devasho, you can peer over it and see just hundreds of swarm creatures just climbing right up the cliff face towards you in your direction. But before that happens, let's roll into initiative, and Sprout, Echo 7, and Tress, you guys will get a action in the surprise round as we move into combat. Oh my goodness. Everyone clicked on their token and rolled initiative like simultaneously.
It's a first.
I've never seen it happen in the history of this podcast where it was done literally within 5 seconds of me asking for it.
We finally figured out Roll20, guys.
We'll never happen again.
We will forget next week.
Flabbergasted. All right.
No, I think it's mostly that you were like, well, just give me some perception checks. And then from that point on, everyone was just hovering over initiative like, I know this is coming.
Yeah, come on, Patrick.
Yeah, I've already typed in my SP and HP into my character. And
Echo 7, your first initiative turn order surprise round. Surprise me with a move or standard action.
Okay, so where are the chittering swarm coming from?
You can hear them coming up the side of the dam. So they are crawling up the dry side, basically the non-full side, towards the top where you guys are at.
Can I just step up and shoot a couple of them off of the side?
No, not right now, but you can move over to the side and get ready to do so as a move action. It's a surprise round right now, so move for standard.
Friend Sprouts, hold on.
Getting right over there. Whee! Now, Sprouts, Marlowe, you also you're next in the initiative turn order, have a mover standard action, and you see chittering hordes of hundreds of, I believe, medium-sized swarm creatures, if memory serves, in large formations coming up at you.
So we need to stop these guys from getting from rampaging on the dam. Correctly, they're gonna wreck it.
Well, you've seen a lot of kind of similarly sized creatures have attacked this in days past, but there were supposedly some elementals to greet them. So it is possible to fight them off for sure. Whether this amount would be able to actually do damage, you're not entirely sure.
So that's what I'm trying to think is like, should I try to get into the control room and see what's going on there?
Well, same situation probably with last week and the explosives. I think you've got a much more pressing matter.
Yeah, but will it be the same situation as with the explosives where I don't matter?
Who knows? Do you want to give it a try? You'll call it a try with a standard action attack?
Yeah. Why not? I'll take it. Aim with my old pistol and...
So trick won't matter. But you have rolled a natural one.
All reds.
That is a lot of nasty.
Would you like the official cosmic or not non-official cosmic crit
cards?
Fumble deck or the official Paizo deck?
I guess I'll do the cosmic crit.
Oh, you son of a bee. I don't have it open. Oh, to cosmiccrit.com to find our fan-generated critical fail deck. So ranged attack. Submitted by Pithka42. This is my rifle. Your gun jams in some way, failing to fire. Cartridge got lodged in there, and it can be repaired by spending a full action clearing the mechanism, or if it was a battery weapon, reseating the battery, what have you. But it will take a full action to get that pistol back in fighting shape.
No.
Don't like it. So I gotta have a backup pistol. And also
I do have a backup pistol.
Surprise round Trist. You're at the bottom of the surprise round, but top of our hearts. What would you like to do, Chipper? It's what you get for rolling a 37 on perception. Oh my.
Yeah. Let's see. So were the smashes, were those on this side of the dam, right?
Mm-hmm. So like the dry side.
The dry side, right?
Yeah. I should have mentioned like a sheer 100-foot drop side. They're climbing up the side.
Yeah. I'm thinking, elemental seemed like a pretty good
oh, no.
thing to have. Although now that I actually stop and think about it, no, right. The way that summoning works is you have to pick what summons you want when you level up. And so I didn't prep Earth Elemental.
We got others if you want.
Yeah. I apologize. It's trying to figure out what all the features of all the things or whatever is.
Mm-hmm. Summons are hard. It's okay.
Just trying to see if anybody can fly.
It's just going to suck because these are swarms, lowercase s swarms, which they appear to be. We're
in some trouble. Yeah.
We're in some trouble because I can't just explode at will now. I'm just chilling for 3 turns.
I guess I'm going to pull. Wait, nope. Maybe a spell.
Oh, maybe a spell.
Maybe. What does a spell do? All right. I am going to indeed cast a spell.
What are you casting?
Upon my friend Devasho, I cast the spell Shield Other.
Ooh. Been a while since we used this one.
Yeah, that is. Devasho, you take half damage from everything, and I'll take half of your damage.
Now, does this go straight to your HP, though?
It does.
Okay.
Oh, dangerous times to be alive. That is our surprise round. Back to Echo 7.
All right, Echo 7 wants to take a shot with the plasma array just to see what happens here. But because he's standing here and sees a lot of swarm, he's going to use Soldier's Onslaught and taking three shots.
Woohoo!
It's a lot of ammo.
Not a yeah.
I have the conserving fusion, so
technically less than if you go full auto.
Shot the first. 26.
26 against EAC is a hit.
For 27 points of damage.
Let's roll them all. Let's just roll them all and see how we do.
We got a 20.
Okay, well, that one is a miss, I can tell you. Shot the third.
And we have a 25.
All right, so 2 hits there. And we got a 27 and a 30, it looks like. Is that right?
Yes.
All right, so you are picking them off, and indeed, you see maybe like 5 or 6 getting blasted from this horde coming at you on the right side over here. But there's still dozens and dozens coming up behind them every time you plink one off the side and it goes falling down the dam here. Maybe a couple take their place coming up to you. These guys look kind of familiar. Maybe you've fought these things before, but probably not in as high in numbers. Sprouts Marlowe, we are on to you next.
Sprouts is gonna unjam his gun.
Oh, I forgot all about that. I'm so sorry. Oh, this is terrible. Terrible.
It's not great.
Good turn.
That's some big talk out of Tyler right now. Let's be real.
I know. My turn's going to be just as bad. Full permission to say that.
Zinnia, on to you.
Zinnia is going to peer over the edge to see, she's up in the air right now, to see hundreds of swarms. She knows how this went last time. She is going to make way toward where the computers supposedly are. And while flying there, say to Amy, all right, Amy, let's see if we can get this dam opened and those swarm drowned.
Okay, well, they're not near any these spillways right now. Why don't you?
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
I thought it was so brilliant.
You'd have to look over the edge to get a view of that. You want to move close to where you can see them?
No, I was just saying that for cinematic effect. I imagine someone's telling me that there are a bunch of swarm coming.
I wanted
okay, but you just like assume that you could you could wash them out without looking at the situation.
I don't know.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I have
crushing
nothing I can
dreams
do.
here tonight. Oh well. I mean, I don't want to. I will never tell you how to play your character, Rebecca. Never. But you have so many high skills. You should probably identify what these things are.
I mean, sure, I can identify
Oh my
them.
goodness. You should do it every time for these dumb meatheads that you play with. Oh, goodness
Maybe it'll help
gracious.
them.
It's going to help so much.
It's a 38 to identify.
Yeah, so I mean, you know for a fact that a single arms fire does seem to have effect. As you see, move up on Echo 7, blasting some off the edge. These are swarm now phages, which I believe you fought on. It might have just been in the back of the book in the last refuge. Because, yeah, there were no swarm in that book. I think, oh no, they were in Huskworld at some point. But these creatures, let me just see here. That is enough to know. At least one thing about them, but I will say they are in a troop formation, which is different from a lowercase s swarm formation, as they can be affected by attacks. They do take 1.5 time damage from AoE weapons, but they will take damage from just regular attacks as well.
Okay, and how much info do I get?
One item.
Piece?
What would you like to know about them?
Do they have any special abilities?
I would hope so. So So they have 3 special abilities. I'll give you the names, and I'll tell you which one does based on what you want to know. One's called Adhesive Barrage. One's called Mass Organic Rig. Another's called Storage Capacity. What would you like to know about?
The first one.
As a standard action, this troop can fire 2 blobs of electrically charged goo at a grid intersection. Each creature there takes electricity damage and is entangled for 1d4 rounds with a reflex saving throw, having damage negating the entangled condition. So they blast you with electric goo.
All right.
What would you like to do?
I don't love being right next to the edge here, but I will stay here and shoot my gun now that I know that it will, do something.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, and I get, hold on, let me add my special. Oh, I've got it on. So these are swarms, so I get +1 to attack on this because of the hive jack. That is factored in.
Yeah. So, troop defenses, half again as much damage from AoE, half amount of damage from single targets like your shot, and normal that affects multiple targets like fully automatic weapons.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that. So I'll just take a single shot and hope it does something. Oh, hey, critical hit. That's pretty good.
Are
they immune because they're in troop formation?
It would be if, oh gosh, troop immunities. Google, tell me what happens here. Actually, I think these guys might not be immune. So let me just double check. Why they wouldn't do that 2 weeks in a row, right?
Oh,
They might.
I mean, you've already mentioned an elemental which is immune to crits, so we're already there.
Yeah, they might
are
not, but you might.
immune to so many things. Crits, not one of them.
Yes.
Patreon shout out to, oh my goodness, you've given us so much on Patreon. Thank you very much, Flanking Buddies, Christopher R. Almost full year on the old Patreon. Thanks for supporting this show. Dim and Rono crits, everything in between. Oh goodness, it is a trick and it is a hit.
Let me ask you this. Are they immune to my trick, debilitating tricks? Flat-footed, off-target, and bleed?
You know what? They're immune to a number of basically every combat maneuver. They are unflankable, but they are not untrickable, if that makes sense.
Okay, so I can make a troop flat-footed?
Yes, you can't do that by making them flanked, though.
Got it. Okay, but
Pretty sure
they're flat-footed now because I tricked them.
All right, so you want to shoot the same squad that there are two teams here. Same squad that Echo 7 just shot at?
Yes.
All right, what is the, you have to roll again or?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Damage. Oh, it's already a lot of damage even.
Oh gosh, what is it? 68 now?
Having it.
Yes, it is.
All right, so that is going to be 30 plus 37, 67 plus 17, which would be 84. Is that right?
Ridiculous.
Plus 16, which hold on, this doesn't sound right.
100 sounds pretty right to me on a trick.
So 100.
Wow.
100 damage? That's a lot. And
they gain the burning condition.
And burning condition, 3d4.
Go ahead and roll that now. So that is 50 full points of damage, and this troop has been reduced in size by half.
By a single shot.
Well, Echo 7
pretty much
has got 2 hits as well, but
that's true.
Did almost twice as much as Echo 7's 2 shots. So. Not that we're counting, not that we do math here.
All right, so that's 8 burn damage as well.
All right, and they will get a chance to save against that on their turn. Excellent. Moving on down the line, Devasho, I'm so sorry they get to go.
Oh,
You're next.
Oh,
They are coming up strong here as they climb up the side here. And just the way they're positioned, it looks like 2 swarms on top of Devasho. You're only getting this damage once, but as they begin to, I don't have other words besides swarm around you. You guys are all cinematically fighting off like 2 or 3 of these things. Lieutenant Kahor is here as well. The soldiers that are guarding this place are shooting into this giant squad, but are barely able to make a dent. There are so many of these now phages rocking you guys. Let me roll. They're just going to do their regular melee troop attack, and everyone is going to take some damage. So first off, I'll do Devasho, Trest, and Lieutenant Kahor. You're going to take this damage. 24 points of piercing as their claw attacks are able to get past armor, start slashing at your skin, your chitin, what have you.
So that was Devasho?
Devasho, Trest, and Lieutenant Kahor, yeah.
And Trest, how does this work?
You take half damage.
Okay.
And only 21 points of piercing to everyone else. So Zinnia, Sprouts, and Echo 7. They beat you by 0.1 in the initiative. Oh, but that's the wrong person. 0.1 in the initiative. But that is their turn as they have to move, double time it up the side of this thing to get around you guys. And Devasho, you are next.
I have to look up a rule.
Oh, exciting times.
All right, Devasho's going to move out of the troop.
Ooh, did anything special happen when Rebecca Zinnia crit?
Oh, yeah. Battle leader. Oh, gosh.
It happens so rarely.
It happens so rarely. So that will proc. Well, Zinnia would have gotten SP back, but we're not going to worry about that. That will trigger everyone getting a +5 bonus to damage until the end of my turn.
All right.
Not including myself.
That will probably help.
But we're gonna move over here and we're going to
End of his turn is like in just a second, right?
Well, end of my next turn.
Oh, right out. It lasts for a whole second round.
Oh yeah, let me see.
No, I think it ends just at the end of
that would be dumb.
Yeah.
Would it not be the end of the person that crit?
There's a lot of abilities that are worded like this, and it's very disappointing when I see any one of them.
Well, for now, let's mention it until the end of Zinnia's turn. But you're moving outside the now phage swarm around Zinnia and Echo and Sprouts. And what are you doing?
It does say each ally affected by this victory cry gains a morale bonus to damage rolls until the end of their next turn. The ally's next turn.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Okay. Can I use the feat Cleave on the troops?
In more ways than one, it seems like this would be the one that makes the most sense. You can't cast spells that target a certain number, but I think you'd be able to cleave because they are medium creatures just in like a big group, you know?
All right. Then
mechanically, if it doesn't work, it should. So we're going to say, yeah.
As my standard action, I'm going to go with the Cleave. I haven't done this in like forever. So we'll see what happens with the shield.
Everything's
Bash
always a little more magical in the Cleave.
Whee! Does I hope a 18 on the dice.
It's nothing but 37s tonight. Yeah, that's a hit.
Awesome. So since I hit, I deal damage normally, and then I can make an additional attack using the full bonus against a foe within my reach and who is adjacent to the first, which they are. So I'm going to roll again for the other troop. And another 18 on the dice. 2 18s in a row.
And that's with half damage going through 18 and 18 back to back. So basically, you're putting in 36, and this swarm is reduced again, basically in half. After that, there are now maybe only a dozen left here, still harrying Zinnia and Trest and Sprouts as we move on to Trest in your turn.
Right. So at the beginning of my turn, Devasho, you heal 12 hit points back.
Okay.
All right. And
although this was like the worst enemy we could have come across for your link.
It's a lot of HP damage I'm taking right now.
Yeah. Anytime something doesn't have to roll and you're soul linked to me, it's a problem.
Ooh, it's a lot going on. All right. Yeah, and then move action. I'm gonna draw my laser sword. My magic sword, and standard action, swing it.
All right, so you're swinging at this other group that now is it's just you and Lieutenant Kahor engulfed by over 100 of these things.
Oh yeah, we're chopping. 29 to hit.
A hit.
For 45 points of damage.
All right, so boom, boom. You're knocking out dozens of these guys. Just one sword swipe. Several fall.
Chop.
And Lieutenant Kahor, I've looked up the rules for a level 9 Dragonkin from, I think, God, it must be Bestiary one that they're from. And he is, as a move action, is going to pull out a huge dragon glaive, a thunderhead dragon glaive, and try and smite some of these things. You guys got a big old beefy ally, and I'm going to roll for him. Yeah, 6 to attack. He's got a great bonus, so that is still a hit, and is doing this a couple d8s of damage. 2d8. I've rolled an 8, and it's not as impressive. He does not kill as many as Trest, but this huge dragonkin does knock 2 or 3 down. Maybe, I can't do math, maybe half the amount that you killed Trest. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep up.
It's respectable.
That one counts as 2. It had 2 heads. I saw it. Right? Yeah, I think exactly half the amount that you did. Okay. Good times for Lieutenant Cahor as we go on to turn 2. Echo 7, you're up.
Echo 7 would like to... Oh, this is going to be an interesting one. We're surrounded.
Yeah.
And I want to do as much of like a spinning, like punch as I can. So we're going to do a soldier's onslaught with the hammer fist.
Awesome. Just knocking them out left to right. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Yeah.
This reminds me of when Iron Man gets in the Hulkbuster, and it's just that piston fist.
Yeah, punchy hand, I think is what they call it. It's MCU approved, right? Punchy hand. Go ahead and start making these attacks. I'll tell you how you do. This against KAC, flat-footed. 21's a miss.
Oh,
Natural 1 is a miss. You got to roll this last one before I guess before I tell you what happens. But I'll give you the option here: official crit fumble deck or official crit fumble deck. I'm getting the card, Drew. That was a joke.
You're making me take an official one and not a cosmic crit.
Yeah, we've already used the fan. These are probably going to be so tame. Yeah, this is a kinetic attack. Should it make that noise, your weapon deals damage equal to its item level to anyone who attacks with it until the weapon is repaired with a successful engineering check. That hammer fist is going to be doing you some harm. Maybe harms your actual construct arms if you try to attack with it again, which you do with this third attack, which means you're going to take, I think, level damage.
Yeah, item level.
What is a hammer fist actually? No, hammer fist has like an item level, right? It's not. Or is that part of your?
Look that up.
I think hammer fist is the gear boost. I think the weapon would be your powered armor.
I guess whatever the damage was coming from, right?
Yeah, because hammer fist is like a feat, right?
I think Jabert's right. It comes from the soldiers.
Yeah, so whatever the level, take that in damage of your powered armor. But I will say this last one, flat-footed, this 23, is a hit. So you are getting some damage in here. It is not enough to destroy the rest of these creatures. So you only get about one of them.
Yes, it should be 26 damage for that, just for the record.
Well, let me do the math again. No, they're still up.
I'm sorry, how much damage am I taking here? Let me just...
What's your power armor?
I'm going to have to look this up again.
Don't know what power armor you got? What it's called?
It's the Stag Step. I just don't remember what level it is.
Yeah, just Google that bad boy.
I'm looking
is a level 11.
Boom, 11 points of damage.
That's
not too bad at all. And that is your full turn, good sir. You have to repair it. I mean, you can still attack with it. You will take 11 points damage every time you do, but repair it after combat. Alrighty, flow righty. Sprouts Marlowe, boom, on to you.
All right, so Sprouts is going to, I guess, target these guys and pop out of the little square.
The weapon fixed. You're running behind cover with the SDF.
Yeah, and then I'm going to take a shot at this group. CR 20.
Natural 3.
Meant to mention it's flat-footed, by the way.
And
That is a miss.
21 to hit.
Natural 3. Oh, sorry, Sprouts. As we head to Zinnia, maybe you can take out this group that is harassing you before they get a chance to attack back after your
Right.
crit.
Zinnia is going to fly backwards a bit to get out of the fray and take a shot as she does.
Flying is so nice.
It is nice. I'm going to miss it. That's a 35 to attack with a CR 19 or lower on the trick. Actually, 21 or lower.
Save some 17s and 18s for the rest of us. Tricked and hits.
All right, so that does 47 damage.
52.
How about 26 final offer as it's half
I'll
damage,
take it.
but it had 22 hit points left, so this troop is destroyed.
Sweet.
Good job, Zinnia.
Destroyed. You see the last one about to jump up on Echo 7 and you blast it back with a pistol shot. There's only one troop left is around Lieutenant Cahor and Trest. It will automatically do. Oh, actually, I think we want to do some ranged attacks. It's adhesive barrage. Oh, so I think it's going to be able to hit. No, you guys are well spread out. It's only going to be. I guess it doesn't have to move, and it still does damage too. So it can do both. Let's do the barrage against people outside. That's going to be Echo 7 and Devasho.
Would this incur an attack of opportunity? Is it ranged attack?
I don't think so. I don't know. It doesn't. Well, I should say it doesn't need to make an attack. It's an EX ability that just they blast out these blobs. But it is within 5 feet of an intersection. So I think, it's only going to be able to affect these two. Why don't Devasho, Echo 7, you guys both give me a reflex save.
Natural 20.
Nice. So saved and half damage, which gets Drew.
24. Natural 12.
You guys both saved. This does very little damage, and you guys are not entangled.
Yay.
Electrical damage as you're shocked for 13 points of electricity damage. Half of that is only 6. Oh boy. And Lieutenant Cahor and Tress taking max damage from their troop attack, which is 24 points of piercing. And how's our Dragonkin doing?
If I have a thermal capacitor, does that affect that electricity damage? That's not a thermal thing. That's an electricity thing. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
Don't you get in conversation about thermoelectrodynamics with me? It should be able to take up some of it. How is Tress doing after that?
I am close to half stamina and close to half HP.
Oh boy. All right.
But I'm okay.
Devasho, we are on to you.
I guess full attack, right? It's only turn 2. Devasha tells Cahor to move, to leave. If this thing makes it to the next turn, I'm not going to be responsible for his death.
I understand. I understand, Devasho.
All right, good. Successful communication. Double attack.
I might breathe fire on them myself, and you would have to get out of the way. That's what the Dragonkin can do.
29 on the first is probably going to be a hit.
Against Casey, it's a hit.
And
Let's roll that second attack. Let's see.
33 is a hit.
Oh, and more damage this time. 39 points.
Yep. So that's going to be a total of 76 altogether. Half of that.
Ooh. Okay. Do you not get the? Oh, we're past the return of that crit. So no more
Yes,
damage.
and none of my battle leader abilities affect myself. Can't
Okay.
boost myself.
All right, we've gotten a good amount of hits in on this second troop. As we move on to Trest, you are surrounded still.
All right. I think I'm going to make a full attack.
Staying in the The troop. What a trooper.
That's what I'm doing. -4. Oh, 15. Good thing I made 2 attacks.
Oh, good.
I got a spare one.
Get him. No more natural toots.
Hey, 31. There we go.
Hit.
So that's 39 points of damage.
Purple number.
Okay. All right. I'm just I'm relegated to the calculator for the rest of the night. These double digits are too high for me. That is enough to reduce this troop size by half. There's only about 70 of these things left, or however many as a single troop. As we move on to Lieutenant Cahor.
Oh, also, Devasho, if you had any damage at the beginning of my turn, or did you have any damage?
Yeah, I think I took 6.
Okay, you get that back.
Okay, Lieutenant Cahor, yeah, they do have a flame breath capability, so they just see a huge group of them amassed on the south side of the dam, and they're going to make them roll reflex save as a giant flamethrower spout of flames emerges from their mouth.
They don't even need an augmentation to breathe fire.
I've rolled excellent for reflex. Great. Definitely a save, right? DC 16. Oh boy, why even? What is that based on? But still, this is 9d6 fire damage, and they take half, but 1.5 times that.
Oh, rocks!
Oh, yeah, I can help. So that is 39 in total, reduced by half is 19, plus another 9 is 28. Right? Yeah,
awesome.
I can do math.
Well done, Cahor.
Okay, and that takes us to turn 3, Echo 7.
All right. Well, with my punchy arm incapacitated.
Just a little hurty. It's not a punchy yourself arm.
We're going to go back to the Plasma Array White Star Soldier's Onslaught. 3 attacks. Here we go.
Drew's getting ready for, he's actually doing some voiceover work for some of the 4th of July tents.
Sunday. Soldier's Onslaught.
3 mortars for sale.
The first attack isn't very good. Let's see what the second does. Oh, that's a 26.
Hey, there's a hit.
And last but not least, Sunday, do we have a natural 4?
All right. There's not many of them left. There's like maybe 10 of these stragglers after that huge blast of plasma energy knocks out about a dozen. Surprise Marlowe, not super combat effective this game, this night, but you've got the turn onus on you, and you've got a clear shot against this swarm troop.
All right, and so Sprouts is going to take it, and
just line them up. Ooh, there we go.
It's a CR22 to hit.
That's so there's is there even CR22 creatures? It's too high. Starfinder, you're shooting gods out the sky with that.
That's what I like to hear. And 32 on the attack, so that is 40 points of damage.
All right. Like I said, there's only about 10 of them left. You line up one perfectly placed shot, and you blast maybe the strongest looking one, and the rest scatter down the side of the dam. Some falling because they can't climb away fast enough. They are dead. We are out of combat.
I will go ahead and use my battle leader ability, which I can proc whenever somebody defeats an enemy. And in this case, I can give Sprout some stamina points back. So
all right, do that.
30 points of stamina back to you.
Amazing.
You take some damage. That's good.
That's right. So I'm back up to full. Devasho, you get a sticker.
Oh,
yes. Boy. I love this archetype. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I had been using it properly the entire game.
Would have been nice.
I cannot believe you gave Sprouts a SP and not.
You have to kill it. I wanted you to kill it, but you. It has to
I
be-
see. It's only for the person who kills it. I say.
It's only for if you deal the final blow or you get a critical hit. Then I can do something. Otherwise, I'm useless.
Still, Tress doesn't know the mechanics, and you're like, "How dare you?" His gun jammed and he ran away. Why are you encouraging Sprouts, you monster?
I was so glad that Sprouts finished the fight because Patrick forgot to move Kahur, so I was going to blow up Kahur on my turn.
Oh yeah. Oh, good times. He would have taken it. He's got some wounds, but you can tell this lieutenant has taken on a number of swarm. He shrugs it off and says, "I guess that's what RP is for, right? Rest and practice."
I would not know.
Yeah, and also I think he's probably immune to fire, so he's probably.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Dragonkin are
Yeah, why is
crazy good.
we talked about it in season 2. You guys should have played Dragon. They're great. They're wonderful.
Yeah, I think Miles almost played a dragon.
Yeah, I almost did.
But
And I would have,
psychic bears.
but then I was told I could be a giant talking bear, and
That's true.
a blue talking bear. I
And
allowed the color to
was
go
more
through.
was more fun.
When
I'm
one of my
Wynn was
favorite
great.
characters so far. We'll talk about that when the entire podcast is over. It's like top 10 characters, Starfinder characters. Let's get back into it. You guys can indeed take a 10-minute rest here. Relax if you
Can
want.
I get stabbed with the serum of healing?
I imagine
I can
you might
stab
want
you.
to do a couple of those.
Yeah, I think
How far down are you?
I'm not that far, but thanks to Trest. So I probably just need one.
I thought I healed you back up for both times you got hit.
I thought you took half. Did you take all of it?
Well, no. So I take half of everything you take. I take your other half, and then But then at the beginning of my turn, I also heal you back up 12 points.
Oh my
And
god!
I took the first half, and then I took the other half later.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. I'm fine. I misunderstood that completely.
Right.
Jesus, Trest.
Oh, because you also cast.
Because I'm also lifelink to him.
Oh my goodness
So-
gracious!
So I've got shield other and lifelink up. So whenever they were doing
Okay.
24 damage, I'd take the first half, then he'd take that. Then at the
Yep.
beginning of my turn, I'd heal him back up 12 and take the other half of his. And so
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay, then no, I'm
That's what
fine.
happened.
Yeah, you're right. I am perfectly healthy. Trest needs a
Trest
serum of
okay?
healing.
Tress needs a little healing, but let's see.
All right.
I've got some RP here. Let me see if I can. Since we're out of combat here, I'll just take a move action and see if I can't clear this up.
Oh man, the AC kicked on. It feels so good.
Yeah.
Summer nights playing Starfinder. No, nothing better.
Your armor class kind of helped you the entire fight.
Oh, Drew.
You saucy minx.
Yeah, so I'm just going to use a healing channel to just real quick pop that back up to full.
Excellent.
Okay.
What do I need to roll to repair my punchy arm?
Make me an engineering check.
Ah, proc.
I can fix it for you if you want. Right?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Good,
Oh, you
good.
broke it even more.
Echo cannot by himself. It's like that.
Let me get my
It's like when you're trying to put a bracelet on yourself with the hand.
Jesus. What the pronk?
Ooh, natural 17.
I have plus 24 to several skills.
Someone ban these classes. Someone ban
DC
operative.
22, I think.
Wow.
Operatives
fix-
are so OP.
6.
I also
just
rolled a
single
17
broken
on
weapon.
that, right? Like, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
I was
a
about to say,
41,
It's a
Rebecca.
41.
I know.
It's
I
a-
know.
And we're level 12. Like, this is not even like near how powerful you get.
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
if it was to disable a lock, she gets plus 4 on it.
Yep.
Right. So are you guys healed up, ready to continue on?
I'm
I
going to use an
suppose.
RP actually.
Excellent.
I'm
You've
also
got
using
time to
an
do
RP,
that. And Lieutenant Cahor will commiserate with you and also burn an RP and rest up before you guys move into the control room. It's like, of course they wait until the big time gets here before they launch their attack, they knew they wanted a shot at you all. I'm sure you're legends among these monsters. They chased you off this planet, and now you're back for vengeance.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
There's stories running through my men. You all are unkillable. It's good to see it in action and in practice. You can take on 1,000 of those things, I bet, and probably still lick them.
It is comforting to think that, given that the swarm bring nightmares to so many people, that perhaps we may be the nightmare to them.
And regardless of whether we can lick them or not, they do not taste very good.
Gross. Okay.
I have to admit, I've become more cynical over the course of our journeys, and sometimes wonder if we're more like bait to them. What is the SDF really using us for?
You all are.
What is this existential crisis day?
Zinnia is questioning everything.
I mean, when you're standing over a dam and you're looking out over at a ruined city,
you really start to think about things.
You got like the Dawson's Creek, like, hair, wind blowing through your hair, and like,
I don't want to wait for this dam to be knocked over.
Right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Zinnia's ready for that engineering check. Let's go.
Zeta, you're a killing machine. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You're a flying angel of death to the swarm. They probably see us as some kind of winged monster. Anyway, congratulations. We fought them off. We survived. Let's figure out what's wrong with this dam so we can open up those spillways.
Yes, let's see about those damn spillways.
I was told there were computers. Can I take a look at the computers?
Go right ahead. I'm going to stay with my men and see if we can figure out what's wrong with this water here.
Kevin, Jevin, it's good to see you again.
There are two soldiers who just maybe look like the generic pieces of art from the book for SDF soldiers that I've picked, but they are indeed they are a couple of Riforians who you've not met before, Axamander and Phil Hylix. And they greet you. They definitely look like some techies, perhaps, from the SDF Corps. And we'll say, well, welcome, Midnight Squad. We don't know exactly what is happening here. Lieutenant Cahor has requested your expertise, as this is perhaps somewhat beyond our control. Yes, beyond our control. Well, Helix, please take a look at the computer.
Yes, we've brought our greatest technician.
Believe it or not, these steps that you see on the outside of the control room, these are steps downwards as the control room kind of juts out from the dam, looking down over it. So you actually have a good view of the concave side of the dam, the dry side, if that makes sense, the smaller side. And as you're heading down these stairs and inside, Echo 7, you joining us?
Yes.
I'm popping. Okay. Just want to make sure everyone who wants to go can. You can stand outside with Tank of Horror if you want, but it is indeed a massive drop looking out over the concrete bunkers kind of windows down below. The computer terminal is attached to the southern wall just under this transparent aluminum window. And there's a huge electrical distribution board on the northern side. You see circuit breakers, huge fuses. They look like giant canisters here arrayed on the wall. And as you take a look over the computers, you see the readouts seem to be common kind of characters. They look like, almost pictograph kind of digital images that are burnt in various places on the screen. Anyone want to make me a computers check, or perhaps mysticism to see what is happening here?
Oh no, that's a natural one.
Oh, we got a chance, boys! We got a chance!
Oh,
I can re-roll it though. I can re-roll it 2 times a day.
Your natural one is still a 25.
I know. I rolled a 9 and I got a 25. No! Oh,
Hey.
yeah, Trez!
Trest, and you get a bonus for figuring out these elementals that were tied to the dam. These figures, you recognize this program, quote unquote, that is running through the screens here is actually very similar to some of the magics that you have studied for summoning and binding creatures from other elements. Indeed, more than likely, this is the language the computer used to bind the elemental creatures to the dam.
Is it still active? Are the elemental creatures still bound here, or
you think maybe it's like locked up because perhaps there's nothing left to bind. You've seen no sight of any elementals on this dam, and this is seemingly stopping anyone from continuing with the program until there are elementals here to summon back up. But why don't you make me another mysticism check? I'll tell you what you can figure out about this whole operation.
oh goodness, 34.
Another good one here. You think maybe binding new earth elementals to the dam could just kind of reset the entire system, bring the attacks from the swarm, this erosion by the acidic lake, could just stop it completely. But yeah, to do that, it looks like you can kind of go through a ritual with this computer where you're going to have to break into it somehow. And that will be cracking the programming, figuring out the passcode to get past this arcane kind of stoppage. And if you throw that idea to Axamander and Philhelix, they were like, yes, it's very possible that would work. This is amazing. This piece of construction, this dam is more magical than it is technological. You've done it, Sergeant Trest. I think you've cracked this, but now we have to figure out this code. This arcane mystical code.
I think I just got demoted pretty badly.
Is that a computer's check?
Yeah, doing so indeed, I think, will be computers. Do you want to make me a roll?
Yep. It's a 34 and +4 to hack a door, but I don't think that it applies here. I don't know. Maybe it's a
Is the whole
door.
damn a door into another dimension?
Big door. No, as you're going through some of the distribution boards, kind of like general entries for whoever was operating the control room, trying to get in through their credentials, perhaps. The entire console just begins sparking wildly, a la perhaps a scene from original Star Trek. The entire command room shakes a little bit, and
Someone stabilize that camera.
yeah, Axamander and Philhelix just run for the door. It's like, it's all gonna blow. Get out of here. They freak out immediately, but you guys, the sparking subsides after a moment, and there's a huge bright light. Oh no, Jabert's acting it out, and it's so good with his camera.
That was impressive. It looked good.
It looked almost like a comic book scene because you've got like the blur background in scene.
Right.
There's a blinding flash of light though after the sparks die down, and when you guys get your vision back here, there are two glowing spheres hovering above the computer console, maybe a few feet across, somewhere like that. Need to go to the page.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Maybe a foot across or so. And you hear what sounds like high tension electrical wires kind of like snapping together, and what sounds like the snap and the sparks of electricity as they kind of convulse. Hey Tyler, how you doing?
Don't move me closer. Did you just move my icon? Stop it. Stop it.
moving it closer
Stop moving
because-
Stop moving Devasho around.
this might be, encounter with your creator. As you might remember these little guys. Here's the art of what they look like as they come closer. They look like glowing balls of electrical circuit boards. These are a couple of the monsters Tyler created for Attack of the Swarm.
My babies.
Hey, little babies.
Tyler, you pronking pronk.
We couldn't have timed it better for his own creation to absolutely obliterate him. Just obliterate him at 0 RP and HP.
I'm gonna go hang out with Lieutenant Cahor.
And why not? Here's a third one too. Just make things just a little more fun.
No.
Yeah, we don't need a two of these. What are these called, Tyler?
Fulmnavar.
Oh boy, might as well kill you more is what you should call them. A very important question before we move on here. Does anyone speak this language, you think? Does anyone speak Auran? AU?
No, I don't.
Oh, good. Nobody. It's like another turn of
Picture the vaguest language I could find.
Then, of course, the thing that they say as they bounce into this room is to be continued. All right, good. There's no getting out of this fight. We'll see ya next week.
Oh boy.
Guys, thanks for playing with me.
Thank you, Patrick.
It's really hard to thank you tonight, Patrick. I'm just going to say.
Hey, thank Tyler. Next time we're coming back and oh boy, these things are real wrong. Tyler, why did you do this to us?
I was rereading when I knew this was coming up and I was rereading it. I was like, it's a lot of work for Patrick.
Yeah, we'll figure it out next week. Oh boy, they're scary. When we get back into it. Until then, guys, thank you for playing with me.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you, sir.
Listeners, thanks for listening. Those who support us on Patreon, thanks for that. And we'll catch you next week on Cosmic Crit.
Bye-bye. Good night.
You've been listening to Cosmic Crit, an officially licensed partner of Paizo Incorporated. The Starfinder role-playing game and adventure paths are trademarks of Paizo. All Pathfinder and Starfinder images are property of Paizo and are used with permission.